Today we're going to be reviewing some of my top picks from Redemption TV. Redemption TV is a new channel, VOD channel, where you can stream tons of classic horror films featuring gore, nudity, blood and so much more. Redemption to me is a label where I'll tell you a little story first of all. I was actually working as part of the Virgin chain. This is going back about 1999. And I was the manager of a shop, and one day we had a delivery in there and it was 3 crates of Redemption VHS tapes, Salvation, Redemption, and these were just amazing. It opened my eyes up to these films that I didn't know existed. And I think a lot of Redemption TV stuff is just that. You're literally finding out very obscure films that you're not going to see when you turn on the horror channel or you turn on the main channels and see this film. These are films that are kind of hidden gems and are very, very artistic flair, and the visionary directors that they have on their channel. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to show you some of my favourite picks from Redemption. Okay, first of all we have Black Magic Rites here. This is an amazing film. Black Magic Rites features satanic rituals in an ancient castle's underground vaults that revive a witch who was killed over 400 years ago. The rites involve slaughtering 7 naked virgins, already dazed by their experience during the demonic orgy. The ritual is interrupted by one of the women's lovers who tries to save her. What follows is a series of frenzied and crazed depictions of torture, burnings, S&M sex, Italian style, in what has to be one of the most bizarre horror films ever made. This film is a total classic. It's very, very different, I think, to anything out there. I hadn't actually seen too much of Renato Pacelli's work before, and I was literally blown away by this. So after watching this, I was on a hunt to see his other work. But this is definitely a top pick. Another one of my top picks is Nude for Satan. This is directed by Luigi Bazzella as Paolo Salve. While driving through the countryside late at night, Dr. Benson finds a crashed car with a woman hanging out of it. The doctor puts the girl in his car and drives for help to the nearest house, which turns out to be a mysterious castle. When he knocks on the door, he is greeted by a woman who looks exactly the same as the injured woman. This woman invites them both to stay for the night, and the doctor soon discovers that his host is not only the one in the castle, and that this beautiful woman is concealing a terrible secret. This film has it all. It's horror, it's Satanism, it's something very different. It's something really very different. It's definitely one of my top picks, and you need to check this film out. Another one of my top picks is Jean Rollins' Fascination. This is a bit of an undiscovered gem. When I actually watched this, I was blown away by it. It's something very different. The beautiful Bridget LaHaye as scythe-wielding avenger and a group of castle-dwelling bourgeois women addicted to drinking blood. The story centres on 2 women chosen by the group who have to find a man that they can ritually slaughter and communally consume in a cannibalistic vampiric feast. This is Jean Rollins' Fascination is a treat of a film. You need to check this out. This film, I cannot praise it enough to give it justice. It literally, I think this was made in 1979 in France. It's one of those films that doesn't date. There's so many 70s films that literally don't date at all. I sit there, I go back watching films like Psychomania, Fright with Susan George, and I think this film is another one. It's like I revisit this film a lot and I get something different from it every time. So this is definitely one of my top picks. Another one of my top picks is Jess Franco's Venus in Furs. Now a lot of you will be familiar with a lot of Jess Franco's work, a lot of video nasties and horror films. And he works on a lot of 70s and 60s films with Soledad Miranda, who sadly died very young. This film doesn't feature Soledad Miranda or his wife Lena Romney, but it's got a stellar cast, including Klaus Kinski, Dennis Price and Barbara McNair. Jazz Darren, the Guns of Navarone, stars as a jazz trumpeter in the throes of a breakdown who is sucked into a perverse mirror of psychosexual horror after finding the dead body of a girl he had watched being stripped and whipped at a party the previous evening. Now Darren, along with his sultry girlfriend, a kinky lesbian, a depraved playboy, and the mysterious and insatiable beauty, Maria Rome, begin a journey that may lead them all straight to hell. This film is remastered from the original negative. It's a stunning print of the film. It's the best version of Venus in Furs I've seen. This is available now on Blu-ray, DVD, and you can watch this film streaming on Redemption TV. It is a stunning film. I think this is actually my top pick here from these films. So you really need to check out Venus in Furs by Jess Franco. And check out a lot of his other work as well. He's an amazing director. I'd go as far as to say he's my favourite foreign cinema director. Another top pick of mine is another Jean Rollin film, The Lips of Blood. That cover is just stunning. I adore this cover. The tagline, "You're in safe hands. I don't think you are with these nurses." When asked which of his own films was his favourite, Jean Rollin would name Lips of Blood, which tells the tale of a young man haunted by a photograph of an old castle near a beach, whose name and whereabouts he can never remember, and a woman in white whom he sees again and again. Eventually he follows the woman to a cemetery where he unwittingly frees several female vampires who threaten to cause mayhem on the streets of Paris. This film was originally made in 1975, directed by Jean Rollin. Lips of Blood is a masterpiece. It's not only Jean Rollin's favourite film, it's my favourite of Jean Rollin's work as well. It is stunning. I don't know if I would call this film a horror film. I think this is more of an art film. Everything about this is shot so beautifully. It's just a stunning film, it really is. I revisit this and it's another one of those weird films. I'm not telling you to watch this with the sound off. If you watch this with the sound off, you'll get your escape into a different world. I do like watching foreign cinema with the sound off a lot of times. And this film, it's so visually stunning and striking. Every time I re-watch this, I take away something new. It's just an amazing film, and this is the best print I've seen of this film as well. So this is available now, Redemption TV. So this is definitely another one of my top picks. Jean Rollin's Lips of Blood. Another one of my favourite Jean Rollin films is The Grapes of Death. This film was made in 1978. The grapes used to produce the wine for a village's annual grape harvest festival has been polluted by toxic chemicals that bring on a form of zombified insanity of those who drink the wine. The victim's flesh also melts, adding another layer of torment to their crazed suffering and madness. This film was made in 1978 and stars Bridget LaHaye. It's just a stunning film. The Grapes of Death, I think, was a bit of a change for Jean Rollin. It's probably the most visually scary film. There's so many elements in this film. The actual death scenes in this film are stunning. I mean, I sit there and watch zombie films today and horror films today, and some of the effects are really bad. But when you look back at Jean Rollin's The Grapes of Death, the effects are amazing. Literally, I've never seen some of these effects. I was sitting there literally hands over my eyes, because the effects were just that good. Although this film was made in 1978, it still has such a big impact today. And there's a lot of people who haven't seen this film. You need to check it out. I admire all of Jean Rollin's work. It's just something that little bit special. It's more hardcore, it's more bloody, it's more violent, it's more gory. It's probably his most gory film, his most horrific film. The effects in this film are stunning, they are second to none. Literally, we're used to his films with vampiric girls running around and lots of nudity. We get nudity in here, but we also get a very good horror film that's very scary and leaves an impact with the viewer. You've got forks going in bodies, and this looks amazing. You've got decapitated heads in here. It is a stunning film. You really need to check this out.